Hi, class. The issue that I want to bring to everyone's attention, and the issue that I've researched over this past week, and also I've researched in the past, is something I feel very strongly about, is the use of marijuana and CBD products in professional sports. We currently have 31 states that have passed marijuana in some form or the other, either medical use or recreational use. 9 states in Washington, D.C. have full recreational, with Illinois going full recreational on January 1st. And according to a 2018 survey, 62% of Americans say marijuana should be legalized. It is an issue that has really shifted more recently over time, where I'm sure the 62% would not have been that high just maybe 20 years ago when asked that same question. So, with all of this knowledge, why do the National Basketball Association, National Football League, Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball, and the Ultimate Fighting Championship all ban the use of marijuana within their substance abuse policies? For those of you keeping track at home, that means that the NHL, the National Hockey League, is the only professional sports league that does not include marijuana in its list of banned substances. For example, in 2018 alone, there was a Dallas Mavericks center, Nerlens Noel, and a Utah Jazz forward, Thabo Sefolosha. They were each suspended 5 games without pay for testing positive for marijuana. I would like to give you the stats for a more larger sport like the NFL, where the rosters are bigger, to give you more of an idea of how many people are using marijuana or getting in trouble for marijuana use in the professional sports workplace. But the way that the NFL has set up their drug testing policy, uh, any positive test automatically goes into a confidential agreement, so you can't tell exactly which drug they were suspended for unless the player came out and said it also, said it after the fact. But recently, in an interview, Martellus Bennett, a former NFL player, estimated that 89% of the players in the NFL actively use marijuana. In the same series of interviews, Kenyon Martin, who played 15 seasons in the NBA, estimated that 85% of NBA players during his career actively used marijuana. Um, Steve Kerr, the current coach of the Golden State Warriors, basically shed a little bit more light on this in a recent podcast, saying that yes, he does see marijuana use, and admitted that he also used marijuana to relieve pain and complications from a back procedure that he had in 2015. This is a National Basketball Association and NBA head coach admitting this in a recent interview. And he had a really interesting quote that I want to share with you guys right now, because it also shows the main issue and what I think marijuana use and CBD in professional sports can help fight against, and how it can make sports better overall. And goes like this: I do feel strongly that marijuana is a much better option than some of the prescription drugs, and I know that it's helping a lot of people, which is great. This is where Kerr then switches over and names specific painkillers. You get handed prescriptions for Vicodin, Oxycontin, Percocet. NFL players, that's what they're given. The stuff is awful. The stuff is dangerous. The addiction possibility, what it can lead to, the long-term health risks. To give you an idea, 70% of NFL players who said that they were introduced to opioids during their time of playing said they misused these opioids. In 2018, 1,800 former NFL players brought a lawsuit against the NFL, alleging that team doctors and personnel prescribed them with opioids during their playing career to keep them on the field without letting them know of the addiction possibility or the long-term health risks. Another major issue in the NFL especially is brain injuries. 111 brains of deceased NFL players were studied. 110 of those brains were found with CTE from multiple concussions and head trauma. One thing that the opioid painkillers cannot help with is brain injuries. There is recent studies done by medical professionals and universities showing that marijuana can help rebuild brain tissue in mice, rats, as well as protect the brain from chronic trauma. If we have something that is becoming more and more acceptable and widely used throughout sports already, and it has been shown to be more effective than the current state of affairs and the current drugs used to help with pain, why are we still banning and suspending players for it? That is the main issue here today. This does not even bring up the fact that opioid usage has become an epidemic in America. The current administration in the White House has even called it a national health emergency. Just look in the past couple of months. Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs died suddenly at the age of 27. Within the last month, it was found that it was from a mixture of alcohol and opioids that most likely came from a team personnel doctor. We have people dying from this issue, and we have a solution that is basically just staring us in the face, but yet we still do nothing about it.